Hey YouTube, and whoever is watching this video, welcome to my channel. This video is going to be sort of a brief introduction about myself and what type of videos I'm going to be making and why I really wanted to actually get into YouTube. So without further ado, let's get started. I apologize if I'm awkward. This is my first ever video and it's such a weird concept just talking to a camera. Like, I just feel like I'm stuttering over my words. This is so awkward. But I'm just going to go into it because this is something I'm really passionate about, and I really want to be able to do this because I actually learned how to do makeup through watching videos on YouTube. I started watching them around the time I was probably 12 years old. I'm 18 now, and I just was obsessed with them. Like, I remember actually watching, there's so many girls that I've watched and seen from like their small follower base become like these big, basically like Hollywood caliber celebrities now, and it's just so inspiring and so amazing that girls are able to teach each other through a free network. And makeup should really be that, like, it should be sharing and teaching other people. So I think that YouTube is such an amazing thing because you can learn anything from YouTube. Like, I've learned so much, not even in just makeup, in my life, about like health, about fitness, about beauty, about everything, just from watching girls and other people on YouTube. And it's so inspiring because it's like they're real people. It's not some company or some business coming at you from an angle where they're trying to get you to buy a product. I mean, yes, there's people who are going to be sponsored and people who are promoting products on YouTube, but you're actually but you're actually getting feedback and advice from a real person who actually is sitting here, who's trying the products and who's showing you. So YouTube is very personal to me just because I learned so much from it from a young age, and I've learned basically everything I know about makeup from watching videos on YouTube and then basically just carrying that out through my own personal experience. So I want to make YouTube videos to be able to share what I've learned and sort of compile all the best techniques, the best products, everything. I'm not really sure where my videos are going to go yet. I'm probably going to do a bunch of tutorials. I might do some reviews, sort of talk about my lifestyle and how that relates into makeup. And we'll just sort of see how it goes. If people end up watching this video, you can ask me different videos that you want to see. But really, I just wanted to talk about why I'm starting this channel. And it's such an amazing thing, and I feel like lately YouTube has become all about like these glam celebrities who are like absolutely flawless, have perfect edited photos, and it can be really intimidating watching these girls who seem perfect and they're showing you this makeup and you're thinking like, obviously it's gonna look perfect on them. They're already beautiful. But that's the thing, honestly, it's so easy to learn if you just practice and just have confidence in yourself. And you don't even need all of these like crazy products and crazy brushes and like all the best makeup. I probably learned how to start doing makeup with like one eyeshadow palette from the drugstore and probably a few brushes. So honestly, that is the most important thing, is having the confidence in yourself and using what you have to be able to get better. Because when you're just starting out, you're not going to have all the best things, but that is how you improve. Because once you can do makeup with the most basic and minimal products you have that maybe aren't the best quality, when you eventually grow your makeup collection, start getting more types of makeup, you learn reviews and see products that you want to get, and you build your makeup collection. Once you have all of these like amazing high-end products, your makeup is going to be so flawless because you've already learned with basically the worst, and I don't want to say the worst, but basically the most like minimal and like not professional grade makeup you could have, which is really the best thing, because then once you can do it with that, you can do makeup with anything. Like, you just have to have the confidence in yourself to start doing it, and eventually it will go. Like, it's not going to be perfect the first time you do it. It might not be perfect the second, third, fourth, fifth, maybe even the 50th time that you try your makeup, but if you keep practicing, you're going to figure out what looks best on you, what you like on your eye type, what you like on your face type. And that's just what I feel like is so important about YouTube, because makeup shouldn't be something that you have to do expensive classes or buy all these expensive products. Like, makeup should really be something that women are sharing with each other and using to feel good about themselves. So that's why I decided that I want to start a YouTube channel, and I don't want it to be about being perfect and about having, I mean, obviously I want my makeup to look good, but it shouldn't be all about a persona of like this perfect person. Like I want to be real, and I just want to show you what works for me, what I do, and I'm going to honestly show you the tricks that everyone will edit out of their videos. Like I'm not going to go off camera and edit my makeup and fix something and then not show you what I'm doing. Like I'm just going to honestly be straight up real with you, because my makeup is never perfect. No one's is ever perfect. I just try my best, and I've over time gained experience and figured out what works for me and what works when I'm doing makeup on other people, and I just want to share those tips with you. So a little bit about me as a makeup artist. I basically, like I said, learned everything I know through YouTube when I was younger. I just started practicing makeup on myself. I would do it for fun. I would do it before school, and it was so funny because I have 2 younger sisters, and I would always force them to like let me practice their makeup on them, and they would get so annoyed at me because I just was super annoying, like that older sister, like, let me practice my makeup on you, and they would never want to do it. But I practiced on them, I practiced on myself, and it was funny, like my mom would get mad at me for wearing makeup to school when I was in like grade like 8 and grade 9. Like I would go with like the most ridiculous makeup because I was just practicing and I thought it was so cool, and I would try all these like weird things, but you know what, like looking back on it, I don't have any regrets. Like I'm so happy that I did that, because it's taught me so much about makeup, just practicing it every day. Like I literally would wake up every morning and be like, okay, what makeup am I gonna do today? Like what look am I doing? And I would just try something, and even if it looked bad, you know what, like I'd have a bad makeup day, but like all in all, it's taught me so much about what I like and how to work with products on my own face, that now I'm so confident in like any looks that I do, just because I've practiced. Like really, there's no secret to being good at it. And I mean, sure, some people might be naturally born with like amazing hand-eye coordination and be like amazing artists, but really, as long as you practice, you can figure it out. I promise you that you will figure it out. And as long as one of the most important things to do is having the right brushes. The right brushes help you immensely, but I'll probably make a separate video about that. So I just learned everything basically through YouTube, and then once I got to a certain age, probably around like 15, 16, is when my friends started to notice it and being like, oh hey, like we're going out, like do you want to do my makeup? So I basically just started doing other people's makeup just when I was going out, like doing makeup on my friends. People would ask me to sort of just like help them do their makeup or show them what to do with their makeup. And it felt so nice, because I was like, wow, like I felt like a loser for so long because I was doing all this weird looks and stuff, and like people are actually noticing now, like it looks good, and I'm like, hey, like this is something that I actually like doing. So then I remember the first time I did someone's makeup sort of like professionally, I guess. It was for one of my friend's older sister's prom, and I did her makeup for her to go to prom, and that was like huge for me. Like no one had ever asked me to do makeup for something so special before, and I was like blown away. I was like, wow, like I'm good enough to be able to do this. And then after that, I just sort of started my own kind of little business. I started doing makeup for events like proms, mostly because I was young at the time, and I knew a lot of people like in high school who were doing like proms, like weddings and stuff like that. And then eventually I started working at Carol Baker Visage, which is where I currently work right now, and that's a Canadian see, like I'm getting so like nervous right now. This is so weird. But I work right now at Carol Baker Visage, and that's a Canadian-based company. So if you don't live in Canada and you're watching this video, which would be pretty amazing, it's a Canadian-based company only, so you might not have heard of it if you aren't from Canada, but it's been around for over 50 years now. There's a bunch of locations all across Canada, and it was started by the woman who started it. Her name is Carol Baker, so that's kind of an inspiring story about just like women empowering themselves and going for their dreams. And now she has this like multi-million-dollar company with salons all over Canada. So we basically do aesthetics, we have skincare products, I do like facials, like I'm an esthetician as well. So I know a lot about skincare, I know a lot about makeup that I've learned through my training and just through experience and trying things on different people and figuring out. So I do work there as a professional makeup artist now, but I'm that's the thing about makeup, like it can take you so many places, and you can work for yourself, you can work for other people. So it's just really such an exciting industry, and you honestly never know where it's going to take you. And I love my job where I'm at now just because I get to interact with different people. My salon is in a mall, so it's just sort of, we do get appointments, so I do have like all my regular clients who I like love dearly, and then we get a bunch of different people who like walk in. So I've learned and tried makeup on basically every single face type you can imagine. Like, I don't get to choose who I do makeup on. They just come into the store. It's people from a mall. Like, I've done makeup on so many different types of people. So I feel like now I'm just at a point in my career where I can really actually help people, because I've seen so many people with different face types who aren't the same as mine, and they tell me like, oh, I'm struggling with this, I want to learn how to do this. And I feel like now I'm just at the point where I'm comfortable enough to explain to people who don't have the same face features or structure as me, and I can help them to tell them what looks good. So that's really what I want my channel to be about, is just helping people and teaching everyone the best way to do makeup for their face, because it's such a personal thing, and you're never gonna do makeup the same on anyone. Everyone is totally different. Everyone has different skin types, different eye types, different face types. So also, I just really want to say that when you're going in through makeup videos on YouTube, you should not be discouraged at all if there's a look that you've tried it a million times and it just won't look good on you, because maybe that makeup just isn't suited for your face. So I find it really helpful to find girls who have faces that are similar to yours, or girls who are doing tutorials about face types or eye types that are similar to yours, because makeup looks aren't going to look good on everyone. There's simply some makeup looks that you just won't be able to pull off if you don't have a certain face structure, which is fine, because there's going to be a million other ones that you can do for yourself. Another point I wanted to make is that most of the products that I'm going to be using and talking about on my channel are cruelty-free. It's been almost 8 months now that I've become vegetarian. I'm slowly transitioning to becoming vegan. It's going to be my New Year's resolution to become fully vegan. It's been sort of a slow process for me, but one of the main things that I found really hard at first was to switch over to all cruelty-free products. So now my makeup collection is basically all cruelty-free, which I find is really important, because beauty and the beauty industry is great and it's empowering, and it's one of the fields where women dominate the industry, but I feel like it shouldn't be at the expense of other creatures. So I really just don't believe in testing like products that I'm using on myself, especially just for, I don't want to say vanity, but it is for beauty and for my own sort of personal satisfaction, and I don't really think that should be at the expense of other creatures. So a lot of the brands that I use are cruelty free, and I will probably mention that in my videos at some point, but there are tons of makeup brands that you can use, like drugstore and non-drugstore, that are cruelty free. So really, like, when you have the option to choose products that aren't tested on animals, like, for me there's not really any reason why I would choose the ones that aren't. There's a ton of products and different brands that I love, like some of the more high-end ones that I love that are not tested on animals. There's Anastasia, Beverly Hills, there's Urban Decay, there's Too Faced, there's Kat Von D, there's BH Cosmetics, there's ColourPop, just to name a few. There's a ton more that I could think of. My brand that I work for, Carol Baker Visage, is also all cruelty-free, so I use a lot of products from them. And a bunch of drugstore ones you can use, like there's Physicians Formula, Wet n Wild, there's Hard Candy, there's e.l.f. Cosmetics. There's really just a ton of options, so you can find things that you like to replace your products that are tested on animals that are equally as good, and I promise you, you will find something. There's so many options. And then just sort of a final note, how I want to end my video. I just want to say that in the beauty industry, it's so easy, and especially in the culture and society that we live in, North America, I'm sure, can't speak from experience, but I'm sure it's the same in so many different continents, countries, that women are so objectified and not attacked, but they're so focused on in the media about being these beautiful sexual objects of attraction. And it's so hard to be a woman in this day and age. There's so many things, like there's so many surgeries, so many celebrities, so many people who set out unrealistic expectations, and I feel like makeup is something that can really empower women to just feel beautiful about themselves without having to changing anything about who they actually are. for me, like, I've seen so many people come to me at my work, just in general, saying, like, telling me things that they don't like about themselves, things that they want to change, or things they want me to cover up when I'm doing their makeup. And just to see the transition from someone coming in and being so negative and hard on themselves to the end, like, when they're telling me they feel beautiful and they're telling me that they just feel confident and like $1 million, it sometimes literally has brought tears to my eyes, just seeing how happy that just a simple transformation can make someone. And I don't think that anyone should have to rely on makeup to feel beautiful, but if that's what you need to give yourself the confidence to be able to get there, to be able to do those things that you don't feel confident enough about yourself or that you feel bad about yourself for, I think that is something that no one should hate on anyone for. And I've seen so much hate, like, in the media about, and like on social media, about people like, oh, like, these girls wear so much makeup, or like, this person doesn't wear enough makeup. And like, honestly, it doesn't matter. Like, if someone feels confident with like their full face caked up, then let them be confident. If someone feels confident with no makeup and they feel best when they're natural, then that's fine too. But I feel like if you want to use makeup to give yourself that confidence, it's basically about faking it until you make it. I swear to you, I used to be honestly very insecure when I was younger about myself. I didn't really think that I was pretty all the time. I had acne. I didn't think that I was beautiful without makeup. And since I've learned so much about it and I've gotten so comfortable with myself in it, I feel almost better now without makeup too. It's basically helped me to grow into someone who is so much more self-confident and so much more happy with myself, that I think that that's something that really just like any woman should be able to experience. So that's really what for me makeup is all about, and I think that that's what if you take anything from this video, just at least take that you shouldn't hate on anyone for doing what makes them feel good, and that really, if that's what you want to make yourself feel good and you've never tried it before, try it, you know? Maybe if you feel good, you're just gonna be so much happier and so much more open to feeling good about things, that honestly, I think that it can actually change someone's life. So that's basically my little spiel about myself. This is really awkward. I don't really know how to end my video, but if you like my message and you like what I'm about and you want to learn how to do your makeup, then I'll have a ton of videos for you. Bye.